Can we get a thin and light phone that doesn't compromise on the specs or the battery? Well, let's find out today as we unbox OPPO's new F17 Pro. Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech, and if you do end up finding this video interesting, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Let's now get started. The OPPO F17 Pro comes in this box. The image and the name of the phone are up front. RAM and storage variants are to the top left. This here's the 8128 variant. We have some more branding to the sides, and the back, as always, has the spec highlights. We get the magic blue color variant here. The bottom of the box, it has another sticker with more information. The listed price though, it's been scratched off. Let's now slide open the cover, and inside we have a white box with more OPPO branding. Opening up the lid, the first thing that we notice is the phone itself. Taking it out of its protective plastic wrap, and also peeling the sticker from the back off, we have quad cameras here arranged neatly within this square camera bump. The plastic back, while still shiny and reflective, now comes with a two-tone finish. Anyway, while this phone boots up, let's take a look at what else we get within this box. Well, we have some paperwork, a soft case fits the F17 Pro nice and snug. We then have a 30-watt fast charger, a pair of Apple AirPod-esque earphones. Nice to see OPPO still including earphones in the box. And finally, we have a USB Type-C cable. I know, there is a SIM ejector pin too, can't really forget that, can we? Another thing we cannot forget is how sleek this phone is. At 7.8mm, the OPPO F17 Pro, it's one of the slimmest phones that I've held all year. The in-hand feel is just incredible. Having gotten used to lugging around phones that weigh over 200 grams, the F17 Pro feels delightfully slim and light, weighing in at just 164 grams despite packing in a 4000 mAh battery. Along with the two-tone finish, the back has a kind of matte, grippy texture to it. It looks great, but thanks to this matte finish, it doesn't pick up quite as many fingerprints or smudges. The buttons, they're well positioned. We've got the power key to the right, volume up and down to the left. Above that, there's a triple card slot. The top edge holds the secondary microphone. The bottom, here's where we find the majority of things. We have the USB Type-C port, speaker, the main microphone, and a headphone jack. So yes, despite being so thin, OPPO has managed to retain the headphone jack. There are thicker phones where brands have cut out the headphone jack and claim they didn't have space to fit it in. So good job OPPO for retaining the headphone jack here, and OPPO themselves have cut out headphone jacks on a lot of phones. So anyway, let's not go there. Coming back, switching over to the front, we find a 6.43-inch AMOLED panel, thin bezels with dual punch holes to the top left. The primary selfie snapper here is 16 megapixels. It's coupled with a 2 megapixel depth sensor. It manages to capture some really detailed selfies with good looking skin tones, and the best part is that the background, it doesn't seem to get blown out even when we are shooting portrait shots. In broad daylight nonetheless. Now coming back to display, this is what we'd expect from a great AMOLED panel. The colors are vibrant, they're paired with inky blacks. It seems to be an amazing display for content consumption. My only gripe here is that OPPO hasn't made the jump to a higher refresh rate. It's the standard 60Hz Full HD Plus AMOLED panel here, and by the way, it's protected by Corning's Gorilla Glass 3 Plus. Now pushing all these pixels is a MediaTek Helio P95 chip. Benchmark scores put this P95 in the same ballpark as the Snapdragon 730G. In real life, well, I didn't notice any major lag in the little time that I spent with this phone. We have ColorOS 7.2 on board, and the UI, the interface here, it seemed pretty fast and snappy. We've got 8 gigs of LPDDR4X RAM, and that's coupled with 128 gigs of UFS 2.1 storage. There's even room for memory expansion via the dedicated microSD card slot. As far as gaming goes, we've got the PowerVR GM9446 handling all graphic duties. With regards to battery, the F17 Pro, like I said earlier, it sports a 4000 mAh battery, but the real star of the show, it's gotta be that 30-watt VOOC Flash Charge 4.0 adapter. OPPO claims this can get the F17 Pro from 0 to 100 in just 53 minutes. And what's even better is the 0 to 50 timings, a mere 20 minutes. And while we are talking about fast charging, let me just slip in a word about the Fingerprint Scanner, because that one's quite fast too. This is an under-display module, And hey, it's one of the fastest that we've come across in recent times. OPPO claims it can unlock a device in just a third of a second. We also have face unlock, and that works just as expected. And now with face unlock, which works via the selfie camera, we get the cameras, enhance optics to the rear cameras. The F17 Pro, it's got a quad camera set up to the back, primary 48 megapixel sensor with a fast f1.8 lens. As expected, these pictures, they turned out great with bright colors, good dynamic range. Now, if you want to add a little bit more saturation and pop to your images, then the F17 Pro, it's got the AI dazzle color option on board. Now that's not all though. We can hop onto the Pro mode, and from there, OPPO even lets us shoot extrapolated 108 megapixel shots. There's also a dedicated night mode. It seems to do reasonably well. Again, initial impressions. Taking a look at the other cameras, we have the usual suspects, an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and finally 2 megapixel depth sensor. Now OPPO has some cool effects in here. AI color portrait makes the background monochrome so that the subject stands out, pops even more. And then we have AI night flare that gives a nice blown out effect to the background lights. This makes for a cool looking portraits now. OPPO has tried out some cool new tricks here, not just when it comes to the cameras, but the device as a whole. The only thing that remains to be seen is what they end up pricing it at. Because as of shooting this video, we still don't have official confirmation on the pricing, but by the time the video goes live, we will know that, and I will let you guys know by adding it to the description or pinning it in a comment below. So do check it out and let us know what you think about the F17 Pro. What do you think about the pricing? And do you like what OPPO's done here? Do you feel this phone looks premium? Whatever your thoughts are, do share it with us in the comments below. And with that, we get to the end of this quick little unboxing video. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about it. Subscribe, turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. And thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.